What's up, guys? We've got a cool combat footage video in the Kursk region. This is from Resonance. I'll link their channel and the video in the description below, but this is supposed to be really cool, and it looks, I've been wanting to watch this. It just dropped like a day and a half ago. So real quick, I want to say thank you guys for all the love and support on Peru's video I posted yesterday. It means the world to him, and me too. So he goes in for another operation today, and hopefully we start working on getting him a prosthetic for his left leg. Anyways, my name is Saxon. I joined the Legion, International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine, January 2023. I am still in Ukraine, but I'm no longer in the Legion. I'm working on a few other things, and before I was in the Legion, I was a firefighter and EMT. I had zero military experience before joining an infantry unit in Ukraine. With that said, let's jump into this. And shut up.
In fact, this has never happened before during a full-scale war. We encountered subversive reconnaissance group, which we successfully defeated. 9 Ukrainian soldiers captured an enemy company stronghold. Dugout number 1. The enemy fired from here on August 6, 2024. In response to the full-scale invasion, the Ukrainian army
August 6, baby.
launched an offensive into Russian territory in the Kursk region. The goal was to push the enemy away from the border to prevent their constant air and artillery shelling. And
this is your modern infantry
to push the enemy
soldier, maybe a recon unit, you know what I mean? But this look right here, so fucking cool. But he's got a ton of armor on. He's also got the ghillie on. He's got a suppressor. He's got a variable zoom scope with probably a really high zoom option. Magnifier, right? I mean, this is cool, man. I love seeing them all kitted out like this. This is more what we're used to, like this guy, right? He's just in his, his camos. He's got his helmet with little ghillie netting on the top, his rifle. But this dude looks like he's out of a fucking video game.
Away from the border to prevent their constant air and artillery shelling and infantry attacks on Sumy and Kharkiv regions. In the first 2 days, the AFU captured the Sudsa border crossing, broke through 2 lines of defense, captured over 1,000 prisoners of war. By the end of the first week, the offensive controlled over 100 settlements. In this episode, Ukrainian soldiers will comment on the details of this special operation and the ambushes on the enemy sabotage groups. And you will also see what the captured fortified strongholds look like from the inside. We will learn the engineering secrets of the Russians. It will be interesting. Let's go. This is footage of the work of the Ukrainian Special Operations Forces in the first days of the offensive. The enemy tried to hide in civilian buildings, in industrial zones, and on equipped positions.
I've never seen a grenade launcher look like this. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Zones and on equipped positions. Move. Hold the flank. Come in from my side.
This says, Russian soldiers, your commander has abandoned you. Further resistance is pointless. Surrender. Come out one by one with your hands up. Save your lives.
Grenade. Good job. Let's go. Move forward. It's our drone. Throw. The state border control point Suja, this exact place, this Russian fortified point on the frontier, was one of the first targets of the Ukrainian offensive at Kursk axis. There's a strong cadaveric stench. Russians attempted to hide in these premises. There were 60 of them packed inside.
60.
They've built such fortifications out of gabions such strong ones with a roof. They built them right inside the border checkpoint. Our warriors, under cover of fire, rapidly entered border checkpoint Suja. As we can see, our fighters had came in close here and then destroyed the enemy in close clashes as well.
That's crazy. Like, you see these, I don't know what they're actually called, right? These big cover cubes, hardcover. So they built this inside of this building. I've never seen that. Like, usually you see these built around a structure or they're used as a structure, but to put them inside like this, that's so crazy looking.
We have taken basic measures to conceal the movement of our units. So first of all, it was the organization of information transfer to a limited number of people. Of course, a limited number of soldiers also had access to it.
Yo! Fucking shout out Warhammer 40k fans. Let's go, baby.
Accordingly, the purpose of the movement of troops was communicated to the units only before the task was completed, i.e. why the units moved here, for what operation, and what was planned next. Due to this, we managed to hide everything from the enemy. Additionally, disinformation worked, and the enemy thought until the end that we would simply resume our positions on the state border near Kharkiv. We knew every step we were going to take. We knew which tree we had to pass by. We knew where our equipment would go. We understood where our units had to move. We understood where we were going to dig ditches. We understood everything, and we directed. We are here. Suja is on the right. Sumy is on the left. I was personally a little shocked by the news that we were going to go there, but with our heads held high, we got on the BMP with a group of my brothers, and we were ready to go there. In this footage, Ukrainian special forces, during reconnaissance, first detected, then ambushed and destroyed an enemy group of saboteurs moving in a truck. Several enemies were captured. We encountered an enemy subversive reconnaissance group, which we successfully defeated. We took 2 prisoners, and the rest became the 200th. You know what a sabotage and a reconnaissance group is. They were very well trained soldiers with the best weapons and ammunition. The distance between us and them was 100 meters across a pond, and they did not know we were there. That's why we were so lucky to come in. God led us there, and we ambushed them. The first group reported to me that they saw an enemy group moving without insignia with good equipment. We spotted them.
First time I heard this specific phrase, they call them well-dressed men, right? Means a group like this. Typically no insignia. They have really professional looking gear. They're moving professionally. I remember when we were on the front, we were told that there's a group of well-dressed men moving around our left flank. And I had to ask, like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, a bunch of dudes in tuxedos?
And let them get closer. Fired from the RPG. 5 enemies became 200 at once. The rest, 1 was intact, and 3 were wounded in the legs. After that, we got on our BMP, quickly drove around the lake, and captured the rest of their group. This is what a Russian company stronghold looks like.
So I don't understand this. This guy, Yuri, says he's a war correspondent, but he's in full battle gear. He's got nothing regarding press, and he's carrying mags, which means he carries a rifle. So I'm curious what this is, what he does, I don't know, it's cool.
It is a very powerful structure. There are 4 such concrete pillboxes at a company stronghold, several hundred square meters underground. Very reliable protection.
Several hundred meters?
An entire company can be stationed here and fight using armored vehicles and mortars. The enemy had all these firepower here, and they were fully supplied at this position. I think it will be hard for someone to believe, but only 9 Ukrainian soldiers captured this company stronghold. Most of the enemy personnel were captured, and about a dozen were destroyed on the spot.
Sorry. You know, this this makes me wonder when they say something like this. Only 9 Ukrainian soldiers captured this basically super bunker stronghold. In my opinion, that's luck, right? They're lucky there wasn't more people there. They're lucky there weren't they didn't get spotted. You know, there's a lot of luck that plays into it. Of course, there's a ton of skill. I don't want to take anything away from that. I should clarify. I'm sure these 9 Ukrainian soldiers were straight badasses, right? But imagine if this was a fully fortified base. Maybe that's why they assaulted it with only the 9 people, because they had been doing reconnaissance on it and they only saw a couple. Maybe, I don't know. That's probably more likely.
Unfortunately, one of the Ukrainian heroes gave his life. Woo! Wait. Come on, let's go. Move out. The explosives are ready. Get out of here. This is how the Russian stronghold that we are going to see begins. It starts with the fact that there are video surveillance cameras installed around the perimeter. The cameras are long range. They can see the entire roads. It's a convenient system. A Russian dugout. A company stronghold of the enemy. We go inside. The position for the APC. You can see the exit there. The APC was at the entrance. Here's a view in one direction and the other. Here they have shelves like this for hygiene products, antiseptics for cesspools. This is dugout number 1. Company stronghold, dugout number 1. Here is Z. This is what it looks like. Everything is abandoned. A Wi-Fi router, everything is equipped. The metal container is upholstered with wood, and above it is a thick concrete floor. Then wood, and then an earthen berm. If a 155mm shell comes here, a direct hit, this structure will withstand the impact. Nothing will happen to it. They made powerful supports here so that this concrete would not fall and split. It is a very powerful structure and protection. The pipe is not let out over the dugout itself, but the pipe is let out farther away, so as not to disguise the object itself. Many details have been thought out, and the quality is high. I want to say that if you don't feel much dampness here, because the ceilings are very high, there is obviously ventilation.
This is absolutely the most professional looking fortifications that I've seen in this conflict from the Russians, by far. It's actually insane to me that they put this many resources into a position to just abandon it or leave a handful of people here.
Ми бачимо, що вони тут
And the wooden
збирають.
walls are quite tightly fitted.
Так,
This is how everything looks here.
комунікації, бачите,
You can see that there are a lot of communications.
кабелів тут.
Cables and electricity is supplied here.
Подивіться.
A
Умивальник.
sink.
Так. Це у нас що?
What is
Спортивний
this?
куточок.
A sports corner.
Бачимо тут.
You can see fire extinguishers,
Гантелі.
dumbbells.
Все тут.
And a
І
generator
генератор. Все чітко.
Everything is clearly done, and recently, because everything is new.
Електрика.
Electricity. Turn on the dugout.
Бліндаж.
Turn on the lights.
Освітлення, світло. І
And turn on the jammer. And you can see that
I mean, this had to have taken months, and they had to have had a ton of combat engineers out here. This is impressive.
even turn on the electronic warfare here.
Достатньо
It's quite comfortable.
комфортно. Позиція для БТРа. Так,
The
йдемо.
position is for APC, so let's go.
Дві. Тут
There are two positions here.
бліндажа номер 1 позиція.
This is the position near the dugout number 1,
Ого. От дивіться, де
the exit to the
позиція
APC.
для БТРа. Бачите?
Look, here is the position for the
Тут
APC.
противника.
You can see the enemy's entrance here.
Тут заїжджає
Here's where the
БТР.
APC enters.
Тут
Here is the
решітка.
grill.
Ти просто так зверху вже не скинеш щось.
They've got it paved so the APC doesn't get stuck or whatever armor they drive through here. They've got this covered net system probably to help from FPVs, grenade drones, and I bet they could put camo tarp over it.
You can't just drop something on this APC from above.
Тут він не
It will never
зав'язаний
get stuck
ніколи,
here.
тому що
Because there is a concrete road, concrete slabs, everything is barricaded.
от все огорожено.
This is an exit to the
До
positions.
позиції. Тут
They have several
кілька
positions for
позицій для
APCs
БТРа.
here.
Отак виглядає
This is what a
типова
typical
позиція
APC
БТРа
position looks
на
like,
російському
like at a
опорі.
Russian stronghold.
Вихід у неї з двох боків.
There are
Це
exits
не
from two
друга
sides.
позиція, це
It's
той
not a
самий
second
опорний
position.
пункт, і
It's
можна
the same
вийти під
stronghold,
землею, або
and you
можна
can go
вийти
around
через
underground,
позицію для БТРа.
or you can go out through this APC position.
Йдемо далі.
Let's move.
Ціле підземне містечко.
A real underground town.
На
This is us going to the firing point.
точку. Так. Заходимо
Well,
на позицію.
we're entering the position.
Роб підготовлений
The pillbox is prepared for a circular
до
defense,
кругової оборони.
and it is a concrete firing point.
Бетонована вогнева точка ДОТ.
The pillbox is concrete.
Бетонний.
There are several directions of fire.
Кілька напрямків ти можеш
You can watch in
спостерігати
different
вліво.
directions.
Він прикриває
From here, you can take cover.
вздовж посадки,
Shoot along the wood landing,
і він
and also
прострілює
shoot the
фланг.
flank.
Бетонний.
The concrete is thick.
Просто так і
You just can't take it.
Всередині
Inside, the pillbox is covered with an armored door, which is also quite heavy.
достатньо теж.
The enemy is well prepared here. The shell casings.
Двері. Ну, ворог тут
The enemy fired back, but not for long.
Okay, so I'm tripping. This isn't Kursk, right? So this has been a Russian stronghold. Like this is probably built years ago, right? And they renew it for more modern combat capabilities, right? Like air defense and electronic warfare and stuff like that. So they didn't just post this up during this invasion, February 2022. This has been here.
5.45 caliber.
5,45. Тут
Here it is.
ну, от така
A fairly
просто
reliable structure.
надійна споруда, дивіться, яка товщина.
Look at the thickness of the walls, like this.
От така, дивіться. Такі кути
These are anti-ricochet corners, so that nothing can hit.
Він і деревом
There are many
посилений
corners.
ззовні.
It's reinforced with wood from the outside and covered with earth.
Ну, знищити
That
путем
is, it is
влучання
almost impossible to destroy such a powerful structure with a direct artillery hit.
Так.
You need bunker busters.
Yeah, and this is an ordinary rifleman's loophole.
Стрільця. Так. Це не такий
It's not a concrete pillbox,
але це дезот.
but it's a wood and earth pillbox,
Потужна споруда, насправді.
which is also a pretty powerful structure.
You
cannot penetrate it with small arms. Look, there is no concrete here,
Пісок,
but there is sand here,
тут брус.
and thick timber here.
Давайте подивимось.
Let's take a closer look.
Тут так просто не проб'єш.
It's not easy to penetrate with small arms. Even a grenade launcher can't destroy it quickly.
А ось позиція для
And over there is a position for an automatic grenade launcher.
Дивіться, тут
Look,
система, очевидно,
there is an interesting system here.
піднімається.
This roof is lifting.
А от
Help me
дивіться,
raise it a little bit, please.
дивіться, як піднімається цей дах.
So, look how it rises. That is, this roof can be raised completely, but we are not going to do it now. It is not easy.
Профільним листом.
There is a metal sheet covering
І
everything,
оце цей дах.
and when this
повністю
roof is
піднімається,
fully raised and folded
а
back,
потім за ці
then, using these chains, the crew can
може
quickly bring it
швидко
back again and close
його
it.
підняти. І ось
And from this
цього
small area,
майданчика, він такий
which is hard to see from the
малий,
air,
його важко помітити з повітря,
especially when there is camouflage on top of these sheets, they are firing.
Вони швидко
You can put a mortar
відкинули,
and an automatic grenade
відстрілювались.
launcher here.
Тут і міномет
They
можна
fired and closed the
поставити,
roof,
тут і
and
автоматичний
you won't notice
гранатомет
them.
можна поставити. Вони відстрілялись,
Smart, man.
That
накрились,
is, the enemy has
їх не
taken great
помітиш.
care to
Тобто,
protect from
ворог
aerial
дуже
surveillance
серйозно подбав про захист від повітряного
so that the drones would not
спостереження,
notice.
Russia's no slouch, man, when it comes to military. These guys been fighting for decades. I'm sorry, centuries, right? Whether they're in the right or the wrong in any of the conflicts that they're in, one thing they know how to do is fight, and it's proven in these fortifications.
не помітиш.
You know, granted, if they were fighting the U.S., we'd send probably two bunker busters into this bitch and it'd be done. But still, in an infantry war or artillery and infantry war, this kind of a fortification is priceless.
The position is very well equipped.
Дуже якісно. Так, це
This
ще
is
одна
another shooting
позиція
position.
для
There are many
снайперів.
such positions.
Дуже багато позицій.
Everything
Це
here is fully visible.
повністю тут
and shootable.
проглядається, прострілюється. Бойниці
All the
всі
loopholes are curtained like
зрішуються.
this,
Ось так, щоб не було повністю.
so that when there is light here at night,
Щоб нічого
no unnecessary demasking signs are visible from the outside.
Ну, ось тут вже наші бійці
Here, our fighters,
під
as we
час
can see,
зачистки ми бачимо, підірвали
blew up
цей
this
вхід.
entrance to the Stronghold during the clearing operation.
І тут
here
також
too.
двері були.
The door was knocked out.
Ми продовжуємо
We
йти.
keep going.
Тут російський кулеметник.
Here, an enemy machine gunner was fighting when our assault group attacked.
Що наша штурмова група атакувала,
Blew up the
підірвала
door,
двері,
went inside,
зайшла всередину і з боєм
and
проходила
fought through all
по
these
всіх
places, all these corridors.
по всіх цих
Fuck
місцях,
that.
по всіх цих коридорах.
There was an enemy here.
Нашим воїни пропонували здатись у полон, але
Our soldiers offered him to surrender,
інший
but the enemy chose another option and made a different choice.
зробив вибір. Зараз ми знайшли 18 вогневих.
Once again, that's a sign of a at least relatively professional soldier, right? If this guy was extremely outnumbered, it sounded like he could have even been alone with his machine gun, and he chose to fight rather than surrender in the face of insurmountable odds. No slouch is going to do this. Now, it sounds like, I'm giving the Russians a lot of praise and props. Not, fuck them, 100%. But you cannot underestimate them, right? If this was just a convict that was given a gun or some recruit, this guy would have given up. We've seen it happen 100 times, but this guy decided to fight, and it sounds like killed one of the Ukrainians.
Точок.
So far, we have found 18 firing points and discovered 5 pillboxes.
Ну, тут жили.
Enemy officers lived here.
Що ми бачимо? Ще одна позиція для БТРа.
What we see is another position for the APC, the fourth position for the APC. And this is the exit.
Як він обладнаний?
How is it equipped?
Так, і оце ще один вихід.
So, this is another exit.
Російський
Russian field communications. Birch trees.
Цей ротний опорний пункт, його
The task of this company, Stronghold, is to cover forest plantations, or rather, the junction of the forest plantations.
посадки. Позаду
There are two
I've mentioned this before in previous videos, and you just heard him say it. The Posadka are these strips of forest, of wooded area that divide up plots of land, plots of open land, right? So this sounds like it was, he said it was to defend the junction, so the junction of a couple of these Posadkas. Fucking smart.
forest plantations and a third one behind it.
ці
That is, it is a very important position.
якраз
These wooded areas are used for the supply of ammunition and infantry movement.
Вони замаскували. Дивіться,
And now, look how they disguise this company, Stronghold.
Yeah, bingo. That's a perfect example of a Posadka right here. It's maybe 3 meters wide, but they're extremely long, kilometers long, right? So this is where they dig in trenches and stuff. So this is right in, it looks like this big bunker, this big stronghold is in the middle where that empty farmland is, in the middle of a bunch of these Posadkas, so it can cover these Posadkas from different angles.
опорного пункту, друзі. Оце ми з вами
Pay attention, friends. We walked here. We walked underground, and it is completely overgrown with greenery.
Побачити цю позицію
So it is extremely difficult to find and see this position from the air.
Оці бетонні доти.
What gives it away is these concrete pillboxes.
Вони просто не встигли
They need to be installed, but they simply did not have time to overgrow.
Вирубав.
The enemy cut down some of the grass in front of them, but not all of
Але
it.
далеко не всю. Район оборони у них побудований так, щоб прикривати.
Their defense area is built in such a way as to cover the roads along the forest plantations and to be able to keep them under fire control. Basically, they are very well protected here. The level of protection is such that it would take a lot of shells to destroy the stronghold, which is 100 square meters. But we are not going to do that. We will need it. So this is a serious and very dangerous position, and now for the enemy. In conclusion, we would like to emphasize that Ukrainians do not need other people's territories. We want to return ours. And the Kursk region can become a bargaining chip in negotiations. It is also a matter of creating a buffer zone near our borders, as we explained at the beginning. We thank everyone who supports Ukraine in our war of liberation. Friends, please subscribe to our second backup channel, Resonance Plus. There, you will find our other videos, and it will also be an additional platform, just in case.
Badass. So this was less of a combat footage video, but more of like an educational video. But that was super cool, dude. Like I said, I've never seen, when I was on the front, the videos I see, the footage I watch, there is nothing like that out there, right? Strictly because the front is fluid, right? So it get pushed this way, pushed this way, pushed this way. So there's not that much time to build a huge dynamic stronghold like this. And what he said about Ukrainians don't want any more land, they're using this territory as a bargaining chip. This is the way Ukraine wins the war, I think. While Russia pushes into Ukraine, Ukraine pushes into different parts of this huge border they have with Russia, basically capturing Russian positions, and then hopefully when this United States election happens, whoever the president may be, let me know who you got for president 2024. Whoever the president may be tries to call for an end to the war. truce, they're going to start swapping land, right? Ukraine will say, hey, okay, we've got Kursk, give us back Bakhmut, for example. You know what I mean? Smart. It's the best way, in my opinion, to fight a force that just has you outnumbered and outmeasured, right? You have to think outside the box, if you will, and you can't take them head on, right? That hasn't been working very well. So, very cool video. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. More videos coming. Love you guys.